Hi, I'm Sam Miller, Chief Administrator at Central Rivers AEA, and today we'll be shooting another episode of On the Job at Central Rivers. Today we'll be at East Buchanan Elementary School, where I'll be observing Holly Ritter, a literacy consultant at Central Rivers AEA. Holly, tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been with Central Rivers?
This is my second year with Central Rivers as a literacy consultant. I have about 18 years experience in the classroom and as a literacy coach. Our job looks so different with each of our consultants depending on the needs of our region. A lot of us will do what we're doing today is observing a teacher and providing some coaching feedback. Many of us provide professional development in the agency or in district, so really just depending on what schools need is what we do.
Central Rivers has 11 literacy consultants. How do you 11 make sure you're all on the same page?
Because we're so busy out in schools, it is often really hard to find time to meet together. We do get to have a meeting once a month where we all bring back what's working, what's not working. Several of us work together in one school if they have needs that can't be met by one consultant. So I do feel like we're very collaborative, to share ideas and what's working.
All right, so tell me about the day.
Today we will begin with the leadership team at East Buchanan. We set the day up by looking at the schedule, talk about the teachers that we'll see. Then our first observation will be with a first grade teacher. Once the lesson is over, then we will meet with Paige to reflect with her and think about next steps. And so usually our time this morning is kind of planning out our day. Once a month, we do monthly observations, and then this is only our second year with Kick-Up, a new process for us to look at the data that we collect and then make some decisions on professional development.
Most recently, we noticed that we needed to prioritize mini lessons and conferring, so that's why those two things are the items on the schedule today.
Holly, tell me a little bit more about your role in all this.
My role.
I'll tell her what her role is.
Here's what she really does when she comes.
The AA and Holly have been fabulous coming in. It gave our teachers an avenue to look at, to get help and support that wasn't me who's in there observing and evaluating. So now they're more open, they have better conversations because they know she's here to help them rather than to evaluate them.
A lot of my role is to come in and do observations and coaching.
Trenches.
Right. Yeah. So that's a big part of my job is exactly what we're going to do today.
Today, I want to teach you that readers don't just work hard to read the words, they work hard to understand. Okay, so that's what we're going to practice today, okay? Working hard to understand our book. Let's read to see if we learn anything from this page, okay? Zelda wrote the label with a fat pen. A gift from the world of the past to the world of the future. This is a time capsule, she said. Okay, so now I'm going to stop and think, am I getting it? So right now I need to stop and think, am I understanding what I'm reading? Turn and talk to your peanut butter and jelly partner. What is happening? We want to understand what's happening.
All right, so how do you think today went?
I think it went okay. I would like to better state why we are doing this.
Why are we learning this as readers? So I think that's a reflection that would be spot on. I would say a couple things that we had talked about in the past too is just the I language of being real explicit with conversation.
Yeah.
And if we look
I
at
heard lots of examples of
where
that
you were
today.
at today, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. If I'm not understanding, I'm going to stop and think. I heard you say. And then you set up the strategy for them on the board. We're going to read. You're going to ask yourself, am I getting it? If not, I'm going to reread.
Have you thought about how you're going to check for for their understanding this week.
Definitely I might have them kind of stop and jot, or even just like sticky note a page where maybe they had to go back and reread.
I was curious,
Mm-hmm.
especially as a second-year teacher, how do you feel having 1 or 2 adults in your room watching you and your teaching practices?
It's a little different.
It was an impressive lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And Paige does a really nice job of really taking back the
feedback.
learning that we do and incorporating it into the classroom.
Well, Holly, the entire day has been really impressive. I observed you with an instructional coach and with the elementary principal and then with the classroom teacher, and it's obvious to me that you've developed really quality relationships with everybody here.
Being just my second year, I absolutely knew last year that was my main role. It was to develop relationships, so teachers felt like they could, trust me, have conversations. We have a great relationship, and I think that's really going to show over the work that we do over the next few years, because we've built the foundation to go forward.
Well, thank you for being such a great
Thanks.
representative for
Yes.
Central Rivers.
Thank you.
A big thank you to Dan Fox for letting us come out here at East Buchanan and giving us all some swag. Big thank you to Holly Ritter and to the staff here for letting us come in and see the great work that all of our literacy consultants are doing across Central Rivers AEA.